We're continuing our occasional series on historic buildings and places as the run-up to the state's 250th commemoration event of the early years of the Revolutionary War continues. And today, our focus is on a building in Sunderland that figured prominently in the early history of the state of Vermont, the Ira Allen House. Today, it is an inn and bed and breakfast establishment like it has been for many years. But originally, when it was built, it served as the home of both Ethan and Ira Allen, two of the Allen brothers who, along with other family members like Seth Warner and Remember Baker, played outsized roles in the early years of Vermont before it became a state. So we stopped in for a visit to the Ira Allen House with historian Bill Budd, the curator of the Russell Collection at the Martha Canfield Library in Arlington, to learn more about it.
We're in the historic Ira Allen, Ethan Allen Inn, the Sycamore Inn. It's been known as various names over the years. Originally, this property was owned by Ira and Ethan Allen back in 1780 at least. They built this house, the part that we're standing in, at that time period, and they owned it jointly. And one thing that happened that changed the joint ownership is Ethan Allen came back and in 1784 needed some cash. So he sold it to his brother Ira, his share, I think for 300 pounds at that time. But it was quite developed. The inside here, the timbers that support the second story show signs of being contemporary for that period, hand-hewn timbers. The construction style is consistent with the time period too, in terms of how the studs were placed along here. Interestingly, the building that is on the north side here is probably dated to 1845, 1850 time period, and it was attached to this older building. But you can tell from the timbers that were used to do the flooring, there are various shapes and sizes, which was typical for that time period. The fireplace looks consistent with the construction then. Over the years, the deeds refer to a barn and Ira Allen's office across the way. Ira Allen was the treasurer for Vermont during the early period of the Republic, and he did all his counting out there. Ira Allen, I think, sold the property in 1787 when he moved to another part of the state. The other thing that's interesting is Ethan Allen wrote his Oracle, The Reason of Man, in the property across the street in the office. There was a barn there that was moved north of here at one point. People used to reuse barns especially. The office, I think, was moved as well. There was an orchard in the deed referred to for Ira Allen's orchard. So there's a lot of incidental documentation. Amazing place. History here is just things took place that were not written down, but we know they lived here. They started off, the earliest deed I could find was in Arlington. They bought the land here in 1780, and their place of residence was given as Arlington, Vermont, for both Ira and Ethan. And then they moved here, and then they moved further north and later on.
One of the landmarks at the Ira Allen House is the large sycamore tree that grows outside the building. It's believed to be nearly 300 years old, so it would have been there when Ira and Ethan Allen were. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.